good? Are we good? Okay. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ray. Today we're talking about books. If you're not into books, that's okay. I am into books. I love books. When I do have time to read them, I enjoy them very much. So I'm going to be talking about the books that I enjoyed reading, that I didn't enjoy reading, and the books I haven't read yet because I've been so busy. I do have another YouTube channel that talks just about books. I haven't posted on there lately because I haven't had time to read. Um, and also I've just been focused on this channel. So, was there anything else I needed to talk? Oh yeah, guys, I want to know your opinion on this CEO shooting, on the guy that shot the CEO. I'm intrigued. Why? Because it's something that I think has affected us all, insurance companies. I don't know. I have a strong opinion on it, and I'm just curious to know what you guys' opinion is. If you don't know about it, there's this college graduate. He just graduated, I think, maybe even this year. But he was valedictorian of his class, and he's now convicted of murder for shooting the CEO of the United Health Care. I'm sorry, I had to wait for that wheezing car to drive by because anyway, I'm not going to talk about it because I don't like to get too political on this channel, but I'm curious. We'll talk about it in the comments if you want to. So let's jump right on into the video. I'm looking at these pair. I got these pair of shoes the other day. They're so cute. You guys want to see them? Look. I told you guys my style was kind of grandma-ish, okay? But tell me these aren't just... Anyway, that's all. I think they're so cute and I can't wait to wear them. So the first book that I'm going to be talking about is Iris Johansen? Yeah, Johansen Shadow Play. This book was great. This book had me hooked from beginning to the end, and it took me maybe 2 days to read. It's not that big of a book, and this book was so interesting to me that I had to finish it the next day because I said, I don't care if I'm staying up till 2, 3 in the morning to read this. I gotta find out. So this book is about a detective who has to find out who murdered this young girl. And she basically follows the killer. It's basically almost like CSI Miami meets, what's that mystery, that old lady oh, I loved watching her. I think she died like, oh, what's that movie? It was like a mystery. It's like, I don't know, but she was this English woman who solved mysteries, and it was old movies. So it's like a combination of that and CSI Miami in this book. It's very graphic. It touches on young girls abuse, so if that's a touchy subject for you, maybe this isn't for you. But trust me when I say this book will have you hooked, line and sinker. Anyway, pick this up if you're into action mysteries. Yeah. Let's see, what do I want to go? Okay, since we're on the trend of books that I have read, I'm going to start with the books that I have read and would recommend or may not recommend to you first, and then I'll go to the books that I haven't read yet. So this second book is by Brandon Sanderson, and it's called Starsight. I finished this book probably 3 months ago. This is the second series in, okay, this is the second book in his series. The first book is Skyward, excuse me. The first book was Skyward, and this one is Starsight. I don't know if he has come out with the third book yet. The last time I checked, he hadn't. But again, I've been out of touch with the book community, so he may have come out with another one. Um, these books are great. These books are about a young girl who is basically a air pilot fighter, but not in the world that we're used to living in. If you know Brandon Sanderson, you know that he is great at creating different worlds, and he definitely did not disappoint with this one. This series is great. Now it's a little thicker than the other book, um, but trust me, it's easy to read. It's easy to get through. It's action packed. There's always something happening, but not too much to where it's overwhelming. Just enough to where you want to keep reading more. So if you haven't picked up this series, I would highly recommend it. Highly recommend it if you like fiction, fantasy, and young adult novels, that sort of genre. This is it right here. Very, very much recommend that book. So the third book I have here, this book I picked up at a thrift store, and that's important because I probably would not have picked this book up had it not been at a thrift store or discounted in some way. Why? Because I think that there's a movie out on this. I'm not sure. Where the Crawdads Sing, and it's based in the South, which is where I live currently. So it's not something that I was compelled to pick up because I like to read books that's kind of different from my reality. And this seemed to be a little too close to my reality to be interesting to me. But when I saw it at the thrift store and it was in such good condition, it's a book. I have to get it. I had to get it. I started reading it, and the dialogue in it for me is good, but it's a lot. It's hard to follow. Not only that, but it switches characters a lot, and I'm already not a fan of switching characters unless you do it seamlessly and it's maybe not too much back and forth. But this book switched characters too much for me to follow. I haven't finished it, and that's the reason why. If you've finished this book, or if you'd recommend that I finish it, please let me know, and maybe it'll convince me to pick it back up. But as for right now, this is going into my maybe I'll finish pile. I'm not sure yet. Where the Crawdad Sings, everybody. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't like books that relate too closely to me. I just like to read something different, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so this is another book that I picked up and I haven't finished. I've gotten where you see this. No, I've gotten a lot further than that. I don't know what this paper is, but anyway, I've read only a little bit of this book. This book is Mastery by Robert Greene, and he is the best-selling author of the 48 Laws of Power. I haven't read that book, The 48 Laws of Power, but I did some research on this book, and a lot of people highly recommended this book as something that was perspective changing. And so I said, of course, I love different perspectives. Let me pick this up and see what it's talking about. I started reading it, and why I am still going through this book is because this book is pretty intense. It's not hard to understand, but every paragraph is something that you want to sit and reflect on. So that's why it's taken me a little bit to get through it. I need the time to be able to sit down. And me personally, if a book is as good and giving me what I need, relevant information, something that I may use in the future or just on my everyday life, I'm taking notes. So that's why this paper is in here, because I like to take notes on stuff that I feel will be impactful to me, so I could later go back and reread it and have it kind of reiterate in my brain. I've noticed that a lot of my neighbors don't know how to get into their vehicles without the alarm going off. I don't know if maybe it's a cultural thing. They're not used to cars, or what, but that was sarcasm, guys. I'm sorry. I can be really mean sometimes, but sometimes, it's just like if you do the same thing every day, it's like what do you have going on? Are we not learning? Are we not? Anyway, that car alarm goes off every day. Anyway, so I think that's all of the books that I have read. It's not a lot. Okay, it's not a lot, but I haven't had time. Okay, I haven't had time. Oh, no, I did start this one. This book, I also picked up at the thrift store. This is called Turning on the Girls by Cheryl Bernard. Turning on the Girls. And I thought that this book, because of the title, was about something completely different than what it's actually about. This is interesting. I haven't finished this book. This is how far I've gotten with it. And it's not because it's hard of a read. It's not because of anything except for the fact that I just haven't picked it up and continued to read it. It's interesting. So far, it's very interesting. In this world, women are in control. Women are the world leaders, not just state leaders, but they are pretty much in charge, which is what all men are afraid of in America. But in this book, women are in charge and men are pretty much just there to help out. Like they're seen as lesser in society. So kind of flipped in America, where women are seen kind of less and the men are kind of run things. In this book, it's the complete opposite. And it's interesting. It's from the perspective of a man who is trying to bring an uprising of fellow men to get respect that they feel that they deserve from these women. So it's very interesting. If you're into that sort of dynamic, pick this book up, because so far what I've read, it's like, what? But it's fun. It's cool, it's a fun read, and it doesn't look like it'll take that long. Like if you actually invested the time, like I haven't, to read it, you could probably finish this in like 2 days, I'm sure. So, pick this up if you want. I'm not going to recommend it yet until I actually finish it, but if you want to, go for it. So the next books that I'm going to be talking about are books that I have not read, that I'm interested in reading. And if you've read these books, let me know. Let me know if you would recommend I read them or not. So the first book is Eyewitness to the Gods: What I Kept Secret for Decades. You guys, if you know this guy, it's kind of like, if you're a conspiracy theorist buff, you know who this is. Erich von Däniken is probably the most widely read author in the world on these topics. Topics like aliens and gods and do angels exist and all that sort of stuff. I think I actually have another book. Yes. So these two. So I'll just go ahead and talk about these two together. I want to read this one too. This one is War of the Gods. I think this one is mainly on like the fire and brimstone part of, the Bible, where it talks about raining fire. I think this is basically explaining that in his opinions. And then this one is more about, angels and stuff. So I don't know. I may read these. They seem like easy reads. This is something that I would probably read like on a weekend when I have nothing else to read and I'm just bored, maybe. So I don't know. If you think I should definitely read these, give me a push in the comment section. Who knows? The next book is Secret Journey to Planet Serpo. This one says it's a true story of interplanetary travel, and I'm highly skeptical, but that's why I love reading these books, because I'm a skeptic. But I also love to digress, because unlike a lot of people, I have no problem being wrong. Prove me wrong. because then my mind can grow. Then I can be like, then I can have a new perspective on something, right? I'm open to being wrong because that means I've learned something that I didn't know yesterday. So if I'm skeptical about something like aliens existing, angels existing, anything in a biblical sense, Greek mythology, any of that stuff being fake or real or what have you, I'm going to try to get all different perspectives in order to either rule it out completely in my mind or not. But to me, nothing is ever completely ruled out. There's always a chance for somebody to come and give me a new perspective on things. So I like to read these type of books just for that reason alone, if not for the fact that they're entertaining. So I'm definitely going to read this one. I just don't know when. I plan on reading it. If you've read it already, let me know what you think about it. So these three, I don't know anything about these books. These three I got from my brother. He read these books. Hermetica, and then we have the Initiates of the Flame, and then we have Corpus Hermeticum. And again, I have no idea what these are about. It looks Greek in nature. Theology, Greek theology maybe. I'm not a fan of Greek theology. I don't know much about it. But here's my opportunity to learn. So I'm going to do that when I have time. It's always when I have time. And then the last but not least of the books is this one. And this one I'm definitely going to read. I haven't started yet. This is called The Black Arts by Richard Cavendish. If you've read this, let me know. And this is about it says an absorbing account of witchcraft, demonology, astrology, and other mystical practices throughout the ages. And yeah, there it is. I'm excited to read this one because maybe it's some things that I could use. I don't know. I'm not going to be out here doing a whole bunch of witchcraft, so don't think that. I'm not like, but anyway, this is something that I'm interested in though, so I'm definitely gonna read it. If you've read it, let me know what you think about it, what your thoughts were. It seems like it might be pretty, it seems kind of like mastery, like the other book, like I might need to take notes. So I've put this off until I know for sure. I have nothing else on my plate to read. I'm going to focus solely on this one, and you know, that's when I'm gonna get it done. I think that's all for today. As far as the books that I have, we're already at about 18 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Thank you guys for watching. I had these earrings in my ears earlier, but they're a little too big for my ears to me. I think for me, I need like smaller ones, so I'm gonna add these to my Mercari shop. So if you're interested in purchasing any vintage jewelry like these or like the ones that I have on, you can go to my Mercari shop. It is Shelly Seasells. And then I may also open up an Etsy shop for those of you who don't have Mercari and you'd like Etsy. That should be up maybe tomorrow or Friday. I should have my Etsy shop up. But the links in the description will be in the description below. Thank you for taking this time and watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you have any recommendations for me, please let me know what they are. If you like these bookish type videos, let me know. I'll have more of them. If not, then I may just talk about them here and there. You know, I'm gonna still talk about it because it's part of my life. It's something that I enjoy. But yeah, again, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great hump day. It's Wednesday. And see you tomorrow. Yeah, come back tomorrow.